of Barbuzaar, Kintu and the Princess of Heaven. This is the story of Kintu, the first man who ever lived, and how he was tested before he could marry the Princess of Heaven. At the end of this story, you will understand why every human being is a mini god. Once upon a time, a very long time ago, there were no people on earth except one man who lived in the present country of Uganda, and his name was Kintu. Kintu had one cow, and this cow was his great friend, but he was very lonely all by himself on earth.
I wish I had some friends I could talk to. Life would be less lonely.
Now, up in the sky, there was a lovely kingdom called the Cloud Kingdom or Heaven for others, and the king of heaven was called Gulu. Gulu had many sons and daughters, and these children used to wait for a rainbow to touch the earth, and then they would slide down it and stay a little while below, playing among the trees, but they couldn't stay long, for a rainbow very soon melts away in the hot sun, and if they had waited too long, they could not have climbed home to the Cloud Kingdom. One day, two of King Gulu's sons, Prince Kaituza and Prince Chilembwe, saw a rainbow touching the earth, and they called to their sister, Princess Nambi.
Come sister, let's go down to the earth. Please do fast, let's not waste time.
Princess Nambi was a very beautiful princess, and she was her father's favorite. She went quickly with her brothers and slid down to the earth on a beautiful rainbow, and the part of the earth the rainbow touched was Uganda. And there they saw Kintu sitting all alone watching his cow graze. At first, they were rather frightened, for they had never seen a man before, but they soon made friends with Kintu and they stayed a long time talking to him.
I'm so glad to have friends now. I've been very lonely here for a long time.
Kintu and Princess Nambi talked for even longer. During their conversation, Kintu realized Princess Nambi had a pure heart and was very down to earth, though she was the daughter of the King of Heaven. Princess Nambi also realized Kintu was surely the man meant for her.
I wish you could stay here with me, Princess Nambi, but who am I to request the hand of the Princess of Heaven?
Do not look down upon yourself because you are a human. You are the mighty Kintu, the first human to ever set foot on the earth. That in itself is an achievement.
Princess Nambi, you are really a wonderful person.
My brothers and I are going back to the Cloud Kingdom very soon, but I will come back again and marry you, Kintu, and then you won't be lonely anymore in this beautiful country.
On their way back home on the beautiful rainbow, Princess Nambi explained to her brothers.
Kintu is kind and generous. I wish to marry him. He is the finest man I've known.
You do not even know the man, how could you promise him such a thing? Besides, you know our father Gulu will never allow you to go away and marry Kintu.
I will go, I promised Kintu, and my father would never wish me to break my promise. I will tell father immediately as we arrive home, and then pack up all my things and go to the earth to live with him forever.
When they arrived back to heaven, they told Gulu all they had done, and Princess Nambi told him that she had promised to marry Kintu and go and live on the earth.
Father, you must not let her marry this creature. We do not know what type of person he is at all. He does not eat ordinary food, he drinks only milk from a cow. What type of man is that? I must think over the matter. Now leave me alone.
Meanwhile, the brothers secretly returned to earth and carried away Kintu's cow. They thought that if Kintu lost his cow, he would die of starvation since he drank only cow milk. When Kintu saw his cow was gone, he knew what he must do. He began to gather leaves and fruits of the earth and ate, and he grew stronger day by day. When Princess Nambi found Kintu's cow idling in the fields with her father's herds, she was alarmed.
My beloved Kintu will starve. My brothers have stolen his cow, his only source of food. I must return to earth and see how he is doing.
So, Princess Nambi returned to earth to see what had happened to Kintu. When she arrived, she found him eating berries, so she sat down beside him.
Kintu, please come back with me to the Cloud Kingdom. Your cow is there. We will seize it and return to earth together.
Do you think that is a good idea?
Yes, it is a good idea.
All right, I will come with you, and use this opportunity to meet your father and ask for your hand in marriage.
Together, they traveled to the Cloud Kingdom. When they arrived, Kintu stared in disbelief. People were living in beautiful castles with gates made of gold. The grass was green, the fountains were sparkling, sky blue, and the flowers were enchanting. Kintu had never seen such beauty before.
This is a wonderful place, Princess Nambi. Do you really want to leave all these and follow me to Earth?
Yes, I will leave all these and follow you to Earth, Kintu.
The moment Princess Nambi's brothers saw Kintu and their sister, they ran to their father.
Father, your daughter has brought that creature with her to our heaven. If that is so, then I will test this being, and find out if he is truly worthy of my daughter. But father, why do you even want to waste your time putting him to a test? Just send him back. Everyone deserves a chance. After all, he is the first and only human, he deserves a chance.
So, Gulu, the king of heaven, clapped his hands and ordered his servants to prepare a meal large enough for hundreds. Then, Gulu ordered Kintu to come to his palace. Hours later, Kintu stood solemnly before the king.
I command you to eat every bit of this meal. If you cannot, I will know you are not fit to marry my daughter.
Kintu sat down alone before the feast. After he had eaten and drunk as much as he could, he was at a loss to know what to do with the rest of the food. Kintu was a very righteous man, and as a result, a celestial favor followed him wherever he went. This time again, fortunately, he discovered a deep hole in the floor of the palace, so he turned all the food into it and covered it over with a carpet so that no one could detect the place.
Come take away the baskets, please. I am all done with my meal.
When the servants and the brothers saw the baskets were all empty, they searched everywhere, but they could find no food. News of this accomplishment came to King Gulu, who was very amazed and wanted to test Kintu even more. So he handed Kintu a copper axe.
Take this copper axe and go and get me kindling from the rock, something to set on fire. Plain firewood is of no use to me.
So Kintu went outside, wondering what to do.
What am I to do? If I strike the rock, the axe will surely break.
Bending down to look closely at the rocks, Kintu saw tiny cracks running through each one. With his fingers, he took off pieces of rock and brought them to Gulu. Again, the king of heaven was very impressed and wished to test him even more.
Kintu, take this water pot. Go and fetch me water, but you must bring only dew because I Gulu do not drink water from wells.
Kintu went out to an open grass field. Then he sat and pondered how he could collect dew to satisfy the king of heaven. Finally, he fell asleep. At dawn, Kintu woke up from his sleep and could not believe his eyes. Everywhere he looked, the grass glittered with dew, and more astonishing still, his water pot was full to its brim, so he took the pot to Gulu.
Father, you must see now that the man I love is brave, intelligent and wise. Please allow me to marry him.
Indeed, this man is full of wisdom. But I must test him one last time. Kintu must choose his cow from among the royal herd. If he can find his cow, I will know he is a great man and I will bless your marriage.
This was a more difficult task than the others, because there were so many cows similar to his that he feared he would mistake it and take the wrong one. Suddenly, a bee settled on Kintu's shoulder, buzzing in his ears. He told him,
"Take the cow upon whose back I settle."
The next morning, Kintu went to the appointed place and stood and watched the bee, which was resting on a tree nearby. A large herd of cows was brought before him, and he pretended to look for his cow, but in reality, he was watching the bee, which did not move.
My cow is not there.
A second herd was brought, and again, Kintu said.
My cow is not there.
A third, much larger herd of cows was brought, and the bee at once flew away and rested upon a cow, which was a very large one, and Kintu said,
This is my cow.
The bee then flew to another cow and settled upon her ear,
This is one of the calves from my cow.
and the bee went to a second, and a third cow, which Kintu claimed as the calves which had been born during the cow's stay with Gulu. Gulu was very happy with Kintu's wisdom and courage.
You are truly a wise one. Take your cows, Kintu. No one can deceive or rob you. You are too clever for that.
Then he called Princess Nambi and said to Kintu,
Take my daughter who loves you, marry her, and go back to your home.
Thank you, my king, for trusting me with your daughter. I shall see to it that she never lacks. Her happiness will be my priority, for I love her beyond words.
Then go and be happy.
After granting them his blessing, Guru the King of Heaven further provided the couple with many agricultural gifts, such as bananas, beans, maize, corn, groundnuts, and a hen. On this beautiful day, a glittering rainbow appeared. Kintu and Princess Nambi climbed on the rainbow and were escorted down the earth with a couple of servants from the Cloud Kingdom who carried along their agricultural gifts. After getting married, Kintu and Princess Nambi first settled in Magongo in Uganda, where they rested and planted the first crops on earth. During this time, Kintu and Princess Nambi had many kids, and they lived happily ever after. The end.